welcome back to another video. So I'm just gonna jump right in it. I have some chicken here. It's a good amount of chicken. Okay, so today I'll be using the Jamaican all-purpose Maggi season. You can use it on anything. It's really good. I like the flavor. So if you're going for Jamaican taste, I recommend this season. Okay, the next season I'll be using is adobo. They have different types. So I just go in and I throw some of the season. I know by my instinct how much season I need because I cook so much and I know the taste that I like, right? Notice I didn't say 1 spoon or 2 spoon because that's going to be up to you. I'm showing you the specific spices and you have to determine how you like your chicken to be seasoned. Okay, if you need to adjust later on, you're able to go ahead and do so. Okay, now I'm going in with some sugar. Yes, that's the secret ingredients. Okay, when people say, oh, did you make the gravy taste like that? It's sugar because it balances that all those other salty season that you're putting in your food. And I'm just using a gloves because it's chicken. And I'm just gonna go in and massage the season in, make sure everything is seasoned. Okay, and I'm doing like a double batch. I'm doing some for curry chicken and then I'm gonna use the chicken legs for something else in the week or whenever I feel like. So when you buy your chicken, you just season the chicken ahead of time so you don't have to do it twice. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Also, very important, before I season the meat, I washed it with vinegar. And sometimes you could use vinegar and lemon, vinegar and lime, or one of each. Whatever you have. Vinegar, lime, or lemon. It takes that raw smell and taste out the chicken. Now I'm going in with some more season. Because after I like rub everything in, I realized it needed some more. Okay? So don't think it's salty. It's not. Like I said, I show you the season and you just add anything else you would like to it, but those are the 3 season I literally use. You don't need a lot of season for your food to taste good. Okay, we got some chicken legs, right? We got chicken legs, but then we have like smaller chicken because I'm gonna use the smaller ones to make curry chicken. But to save time, I do all the season in the same thing. So I'm gonna put the legs in the fridge, freezer, so whenever I need to cook, I just take it out. It's already seasoned, marinated, and I just cook it. This is like a meat prep while I'm getting ready to cook. Okay, so see these little smaller ones are for the curry, right? Beautiful. And this will be, I'll be using for the curry later on. Better pack curry powder. Alright. So I got some oil. Some crushed garlic. Some cut onion. So what I did was I sweat the onions. It just extract the flavor. How you know when it happened is the onion become translucent. Like you're able to see through the onion versus it being really cloudy at the beginning. And also I put the garlic to extract the flavor from the garlic too. Jamaican say burn the garlic, but yeah. So I just added like 1 tablespoon and a half of curry powder, and what we do is add it in the oil so it could cook out a little bit, because if you just throw the curry on the chicken in the pot, it just tastes weird. Okay, it's like the curry isn't cooked out properly. So we usually make it cook in the oil for a little bit. Some people literally just throw the curry on the chicken though. I don't like it like that, but I guess you no. This is the best way, okay? And right there I have um a piece of pepper, hot pepper, spicy. Don't judge a book by its cover. You hear me? It's hot. And I'm just making the curry cook a little bit while the onions and the garlic are still creating that flavorful aroma, okay? That's why I don't add it. You could still add it in your meat when you're seasoning it, but I like to add it in the pot at the beginning and then I add the rest at the end. That's how I get the most flavor from those things, all right? So it's just cooking a little bit and then I will be adding the chicken in a second. All right? I gave this like 5 minutes. So right now I'm adding the smaller pieces in the pot so it could sear. I mean, Jamaican says brown, but the Americans or the correct term is sear. So sear means it's gonna get a little color, a little bit of color. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not frying it. I'm just making it get some colors. I'm searing it. So I put them in like one or two pieces at a time instead of just throwing everything because I want everything to have a chance to get seared, to get some color, okay? So that's what I'm doing right now. Now I'm just stirring everything around, so I'm basically flipping it over. See how the bottom part is colored and it's not just green just because there was curry in it. When you sear the chicken, like the curry literally attached to it, like in it, instead of just smearing the chicken and then as soon as if you put water in it, it comes off. It's not gonna come off when you sear the chicken or you brown the chicken, okay? Even though we're talking about curry, that's the term they use in Jamaica. So yeah, I'm Jamaican. You just flip it so the other part could get seared and you leave it like that for like 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And then you're gonna go back and check. So let's let that get its turn. So after the 5 minute, I cover the pot and I turn it down from 8 to 4, the stove from 8 to 4 so it could simmer. All right, because you want the chicken to be cooked and not burn. I didn't add any water to it because curry chicken or brown stew chicken springs a lot of water, okay? So if you're a person who really love gravy, probably at the end you could add some water if it needs water. Usually it doesn't because chicken springs a lot of water, okay? Here I just add the rice. The bag says 1 cup of rice, 2 cup of water, okay? So I add like 1 teaspoon of salt because I know I've been cooking for a long time. So honestly, I don't measure anything. Jamaican don't measure anything, okay? But just for the sake of the video. 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water and your rice will come out tasting very good, all right? Yes. So this is 20 minutes later. I'm just giving it a stir again. Make sure everything is cooking nice and everything is fine in the pot, okay? You check on your food and you stir it, and you can even check on it before 20 minutes just because you're cooking and you want to look at your food, okay? So I'm gonna go in with some carrots, all right? I put the carrots in now because the carrots kind of hard and it takes longer to cook than the potatoes and the other vegetables that I'm gonna put in it. I didn't cut them too thin because I didn't want them to cook out to nothing. So I put most of the carrots in now, right? And then I'm gonna put a little bit at the end for those carrots I want to be nice and firm because that's just how I like it. It's up to you, all right? So I just put the carrots in. I'm gonna cover the pot and allow it to cook some more. Maybe I'll check on it in like 10 more minutes. So this is 10 minutes later. I'm just checking on it, giving it a stir. Make sure everything is cooking fine. It has enough water in it, enough liquid in it, right? And you know, I don't give you a specific time for this, for cooking chicken, because some chicken could be tough and take you like an hour to cook, while some chicken may take 30 minutes, okay? So you know when your chicken is finished cooking, all right? So now I'm going in with the rest of the season, the vegetable, right? Right now I'm adding the rest of the carrots. It's like 8 pieces, right? And those are onions that I've prepped, like onions, frozen onions. I prepped them, put them in the freezer, so that's why it looks like that. And the rest is bell peppers, green and orange bell peppers. I add this at the end because this is where the flavor comes out. When you put it in the beginning, I did add the onions and the garlic in the beginning. And usually at the end, I add the other half of the onion, some garlic, and I always add the sweet peppers at the end. Because when you overcook them, it tastes really bitter. That's what I come to realize, okay? And I feel like when you put it in at the end, it adds more flavor to the food because it's almost there. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense, okay? So I'm gonna allow it to just simmer and cook because you don't want no raw chicken, all right? I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes and then I go back and stir it and look at it and see what's going on and keep chefing it up. So right now I'm just going in with a rag and I just wipe and clean as I go. Even with the dishes, I do not like to cook and then after I'm done, the plate, the sink has a bunch of dishes. I do not cook like that. I clean as I go along. If I'm frying something and it's all over the stove, I stop and I wipe it off. It's just how I cook. I like my area to be nice and clean, and you should too. You don't want a bunch of clutter and a bunch of stuff in your sink. This is just my advice, okay? Clean as you go. When you finish cooking, you ain't got to stress about nothing. Everything is clean. All you have to do is give the stove another wipe and wash the dishes you use. Listen, this is some wisdom for you, okay? So now I'm checking on it again. This is like 5-10 minutes later after I put the season in. And I'm just storing everything now because it was frozen. So now it's nice and tender. So I'm just storing it. See, looking nice and juicy. Yes. Chef it up. Listen, I'm just giving it a stir and make sure everything is simmering fine. Okay. So it's time for a taste test. I don't know how y'all taste your food, but we just put a little of the gravy in our hands and we just taste it. Does it taste good or not? Because you can't cook without tasting your food. So yeah, that's a thumbs up, right? It bad. It bad. I mean, it tastes good, right? I didn't need to add anything to it, anything else to it. Like literally, it was perfect. And I'm not just saying this just because I'm on a camera. I'm serious. I didn't have to add anything else to it. So we chef it up. Before y'all start, because I know one of y'all gonna say something, we taste our food just like that. It's a Caribbean thing. No, there's nothing wrong with doing that, all right? You taste your food and you go wash your hands after that. You're fine. So don't even go there. This is the final stretch, guys. I'm just gonna add the last thing to the pot, which is the potato. I cut those potato up and they was in my freezer, so I just take them out and toss them in the pot. I do it exactly at the end because potato cooks in like 5 minutes. And after that, like 5-10 more minutes and the food will be done. All right. So I'm just stirring it in and making sure everything is nice with the pot. And yeah. So now I'm going to add my butter to my rice. I add the butter at the end because you're able to taste the butter flavor in the rice versus doing it at the beginning. It doesn't taste the same, and you could try it for yourself and you will understand what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm just trying to melt the butter off. So I put the spoon in the pot for a little bit and then it just falls off, right? I just added, literally turn the stove off, and you just let the butter melt in the rice and you will have some nice buttery flavor rice. That was just 1 tablespoon of butter, by the way. All right. So this is the final look on the chicken. All right. At this point, everything is cooked. Nothing is overcooked. You could still see the potatoes. There was enough gravy in the pot. Everything was smelling good, looking good. Queen-Esther definitely chef it up. All right. I'm going to try to get a better view. I'm going to try to do an overhead view if I can. All right. So you see everything is intact. The things are not overcooked or too soft or too hard. Everything is perfect. That's how you make some perfect, sexy, delicious, yummy Jamaican curry chicken, okay? Look at that. Look at that. I'm ready to eat. Okay, so here's an overhead view. And it's the sound for me. Do you hear that sound? Oh my gosh. It sounds so beautiful. This is the rice. It came out perfect. You start on high. When it starts boiling, you put it on low, then medium. And this is the end product of the chicken. I will plate it now so you can see. Did we chef it up or what? Chef it up. I think we chef it up, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed.